Hey everybody, welcome back to the video. It has been so long, way too long, so long since I've done a sew and tell video. So if this is the first time that you've come to one of these, it's my way of sharing with you the items that I have recently made, show you them on, talk about them, talk about the patterns, talk about how something came together. I personally like watching these so I can see how a pattern, on an envelope translates into something a person wears and it's 3D, put it on your body kind of thing. I will put all of my personal measurements and stats in the information bar if you want like sizing references. I will talk about any sizing or detail alterations I've made from the original sewing pattern. And then I do want to address, because one of my previous videos was the one year clothing low buy challenge I just finished up. It was from August 2019 to August 2020, and in that whole year I had set myself a goal of sewing more and buying less ready to wear clothes. I will put the link to that video down below, because out of that I learned a lot of things about my personal style, which I think is important. And also some of you had asked for me to show you the things I've actually made in that span of time. Now, unfortunately, I didn't actually log every single item that I've made. So what I decided to do today, and I will try to do this more often in the future, because I know loads of you like watching these, is I'll show you the couple of items I've made recently-ish. In particular, the ones that I plan on keeping in my wardrobe and I think really fits with my personal style. And I'll pair them with an outfit and I'll show you them on and all of that stuff. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna try to do these after I finish every like 3-ish items, handmade items, and then I'll do one of these sew and tell videos. Okay, I think that's it. Did I tell you about measurements? If you're looking for my personal measurements, I will list it down below in the information bar. I may have said this already, so let's just get straight into my handmade garments. Okay, first thing I've got to show you is a pair of really casual pants. Now, I do think that this can go a little bit more dressy and a little bit more casual depending on your fabric choice and just kind of how you style this item. This is from the Simplicity pattern 1467, which is a set. Now, be forewarned, I'm sitting on a stool for like composition's sake, so I'm a little like wobbly. This is the pair of pants, and I'll insert a cutaway very shortly so you can see them in more detail. But really, the majority of the interest is up top. It's got an elastic, full elastic waistband. I love the pocket detailing on this, so I'm going to fold it in half for a second. It's got slash pockets on the side, which means you can put in piping. We love piping, or at least I love it. I think slash pockets gives a really great opportunity for you to play with piping. The stripiness of this cotton fabric goes a little pajama-y, so I've actually been wearing these as house pants or pajama PJ pants. They are very comfortable. They have a stain on them now that I just looked at them closely. But one thing I really like doing with things like stripes is, actually, let me rewind. The thing with stripes is that you often go, do I pattern match? Do I not pattern match with stripes? I am not confident enough to do pattern matching. I probably could if I tried really hard, but it doesn't excite me, like it does with some people. So what I've done, especially with the pockets here, if you can see, is I've done the pockets in the horizontal way and the rest of the pants in the vertical stripe. So it adds a bit of interest to this pocket area. Now, if these are pajamas, no one's really gonna notice them except for me. But every time I look at them, I think it's a nice finishing detail. It is a long length pair of pants. The hems are just very simply rolled up and stitched down. This pattern in itself is made for petites. So I have just done the petite alterations for these pair of pants. Otherwise, they fit very well. If I were to make this in a fancier fabric and wear it outside, I probably need a kitten heel to make sure that I get a bit of lift and they're not like dragging on the ground. But I will say this is a good fit straight out of the envelope for petites. And this actually is a set, like a wardrobe pattern where you got a couple of different options for garments that go together. I'll show you another one in a second. But this fabric I've had for a very, very long time, and I finally made it into something, so I'm happy about that. I think this will stay in my wardrobe for quite a while. I've been wearing it frequently, and I foresee it getting a lot of mileage. There we go, some stripy pants. All right, next, let me show you one of my favorite things, and you would have seen this loads because I keep wearing them in my vlogs. It's just so easy to throw on. For a long time, I've stopped wearing like t-shirts. I had a phase, I think, out of high school that I just went, I don't want to wear t-shirts. I'm gonna do away with all my runners. I'm gonna do away with all my t-shirts. And then it's really been in the last while that I've gotten a bit more into t-shirts. T-shirts, I want a t-shirt with a good fit. I don't need like a tight fit, but I want a good fit, but not too baggy. I'm not into the super oversized t-shirts, so fit is really important for me. And this shirt that I've made recently-ish is the Tabitha tee from the Tilly and the Buttons book called Sew It Simple, I think that's what it's called. It's fairly dark. I'll have to show you in the cutaway. The fabric is, oh, I didn't write down the fabric name. Okay, I will put it down in the video somewhere. I think this is organic cotton bamboo terry from Blackbird Fabrics. I got it at one of their pop-up sales. It was a remnant piece, and I got this t-shirt sewn up with a smidge of extra scraps out of a 0.7 meter of fabric, which I thought was fabulous. I did make a little boo-boo in the neckline. There is a small pucker, but I don't think anyone would really notice except for me and my mother, because, you know, mothers. But I love wearing this. I was a little bit afraid because I'm not used to working with knits. I do have a serger. I did this completely on the serger, I think. And I actually left with the raw hem. So if you can see, there's a raw sleeve hem. There is a raw bottom hem, and it just kind of rolls on itself, which is fine. I like wearing this quite casually. The fit of the Tabitha for me is fairly good. I would say the shoulders is a smidge wide, so it drops a little. I could alter it. I probably would not because I'm not that bothered by it. But so far, things I've fitted and tried from Tilly are a good fit for my body. I think I shortened this by a couple of inches, so it's a little shorter, but I don't mind this way. This for me works as a great cropped tee without being too short. Like I can wear with a pair of higher waisted pants, and this will be perfect. The terry is the softest thing. I know people talk about this, go on and on, but I do think this organic cotton whatever blend is amazing. It's also like $20 Canadian a meter, which is a lot. One of these days I may buy some more, we'll see. But I think I will definitely make a few more of the Tabitha t-shirts. They seem to go really well for me. I enjoy this one a lot. And again, a basic I can see staying in my wardrobe. Now next thing we've got here is a variation on the pants that I just showed you, which is the Simplicity 1467. So same pattern, and actually the top, if you just look at the top, is exactly the same, except that it's cut into, did not trim my loose threads, it's cut into a short skirt instead of a pair of pants. It's got the same elastic waist, and I've done it in this really cute print. Does this print not remind you of something Kate Spade? Right? This is stretch cotton, or I would call it cotton sateen really. It's got a fair amount of stretch, but bounces back great. I've done it again with the piping on the pocket. Like this is my jam right now, adding piping to slash pockets. I'm like a one show pony. There must be a saying, like a one show something. Once I've gotten the hang of something, I just keep repeating that detail because I really like it and I feel really proud I can do it. So with this pattern, I've made that stripy pair of pants, I've made a previous pair of pants as my first try, and now I've made the skirt version. I think it's fine. I don't know if the style of skirt is right for my proportions. This is size for petites, this whole pattern range, so I have made the correct adjustments. I just don't know if I like the length of the skirt on my body and on my proportions. You let me know if this is a keeper or not. I'm undecided. I really like the fabric and I think I would still wear the skirt casually, but I just don't know about the proportions. I don't wear short skirts often and I can't decide if for me the skirt length just needs to be a smidge shorter or a smidge longer. I'm undecided, so would love your thoughts. I still have some extra fabric left over from this project, so I'm kind of keen on making some kind of a matching top, but I don't know if that's going to be too much. I just really love the fabric, and this is a really comfortable piece to wear, a little bit 60s, a little bit retro, so that's real neat. I'm gonna go and get my last item to wrap up this video. Completely forgot this one was hanging in the closet. Now, this thing. I love the overall look of it. I think I either need to tweak the pattern a little bit and finesse my skills, or I've done something wrong. And I don't know if you can tell, but again, I can tell and my mother can probably tell. Something's a little funny with the fit. So this is a wool blend version of the Friday Pattern Company Cambria Duster Coat. This girl loves good cardigan. Hello, cardigan, all the time, all day, every day. And I love things like this. This is so dramatic. For me, it is like down to my calves. I made the long version because why not? I shortened the sleeves a little bit because this is not like a tight sleeve and I don't like long floppy sleeves. You'll see most of the things I make have a crop sleeve. I don't like things around my wrist and stuff like that. I like to be fuss free. And the fabric is so cute. It is a speckled wool woven. It's not a super dense weave, but I very quickly learned, oh, come back to me, camera. Okay, I very quickly learned that once you start doing the seams, the fabric does get bulky. And I had to be careful and go slower on my sewing machine. Couple of things you may have noticed. Something went funny with the back piece. It may have been my fault because I didn't realize, since this is not a super tight weave, and this is a pattern with some very large pieces, the more I handled the pieces, I think they started stretching a bit out of shape. So when I started sewing the back, I had to do like a little pleat because it wouldn't quite fit into the front. Not sure why. Otherwise though, it's a simple construction. I think the fabric that I chose probably added some of the challenges because it was heavier and just thicker to work with. Did I do a video about this? No, I did an Instagram post about this and I talked a little bit about the design, and I will say as a whole, other than shortening the sleeves, I think this is a perfectly good pattern for someone who's petite height. I didn't make any length alterations to this, just the sleeves. I prefer to wear it unwrapped. When it's wrapped, it's a little bit bathrobe-y, so I'd go in that route. The pattern does recommend that you do bias binding or Hong Kong seam finish. I got discouraged midway, so some of this will be Hong Kong seam finish, and some of it I just threw my serger and called it a day. I had the best intentions of doing the bias binding, but I think the fabric was just so fussy and my bias binding wasn't wide enough, so it was really scant and you're trying to just fold it in. It was a bit of a mess, and I got really frustrated, so I stopped before I quit. What else to say? This pattern, I would say, is missing some back interest. The back is just flat. I almost wish it had a storm flap, like a trench coat, that would have added some more interest to the back, because there's tons going on the front with the slash pockets and all of that, but there's nothing on the back, so the back looks a bit bare. So most of the time I actually do wear open and then throw the tie like this over the back, so there's a little something going on for the back. Otherwise, I really like it. I might attempt this again in different fabric once I muster up the patience to do such a much more involved make. But otherwise, lapels, gorgeous. It's a really handsome piece and quite weighty too. I've been holding up for a few minutes and I'm already feeling it a little bit, quite heavy. So those were the couple of items that I had made recently. Let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know your thoughts on that skirt with the print. Should I keep it? Should I not keep it? Hopefully I would have inserted a full body picture with the skirt on, and you can let me know. I have a few more plans happening for things I'm going to make. Some of them for the Minerva Blogger project, some of them just on my own. But I can't wait to do some of that. And once I get maybe, I want to say like 3-ish, maybe 4 items done, we'll do another sew and tell video. If you have questions, if you have requests for any other sewing related things you want to see, or you want me to like help you answer and stuff like that, put it down below. I love to check them out and chat with you in the comments. So until next time, happy sewing everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye.